Hi there, Droob the Noob here, and today I'm playing Zoo Tycoon. This is one of those strategy games that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s, where the goal is to make the best whatever. I think this one was 2001, 2002, something like that. I'd picked up the complete collection off the $10 rack at Hastings. That one's got the Dinosaur Digs and Marine Mania expansions, along with the official downloads from their site back then. I'd mostly just done freeform zoos. That's the sandbox mode where you pick a map and some starting cash and then just jump in and start building. I didn't do the scenarios much though. A couple years ago, I picked up the game again and I did feel like doing the scenarios, and I thought it'd be fun to make some videos too. I was only able to make a few though, and I haven't been totally satisfied with them, and recently I considered redoing them. I'd gotten a new computer since then, and when I installed this game, I only did the first disc just to make sure it had run on Windows 10, and then when I decided I would try to redo the videos, I thought, I don't even know what vanilla Zoo Tycoon was like. I'd only ever played with the expansions and all the extra stuff, so I'm going to do at least the first one or two with just the original game. And I will be starting with the first scenario again, the small zoo. It's definitely meant to be easy. You're given 6 months to earn a suitability rating of at least 60 for the exhibits, and that's just about building exhibits that are suitable for the animals that you put in them, and then keeping average animal happiness at least 80. That one's usually pretty easy too. Just make sure that they like their exhibit and you have a zookeeper taking care of them. So, this starts out with a basic small map. You've got 3 exhibits already. You need to build 6, and there are suggestions for where to do 3 others. I'm not going to use those though. I'm going to do some redesigning. The first goal here is to place your animals in the appropriate exhibits, and it's really easy to figure out what goes where, and then you'll get some more animals and have 6 months to build a nice zoo. Like I said, I'm going to redo a bunch of this. I'm not going to use all of it, but if you're playing this and you want to use all this, it'll be fine. This is, the first mission. It's supposed to be easy. Just add a few paths here, connect everything. If you do want to do this, make sure you put in a gift stand here, a little guy with a gift card. He sells stuffed animals, or do just, the full shop, put it in down here or whatever, because people are going to want to buy souvenirs. Also, when guests get hungry, they'll go over here to the burger stand and get a burger, and then they'll want to sit down to eat it. They look for tables first. They will eventually go find a bench, but they prefer tables, and each one seats 4 people. You're going to have a lot more than 12 hungry guests though, so put in more tables down here. Actually, as a matter of fact, we are going to get rid of you because I'm not going to be needing a maintenance worker for a while. They empty the trash cans, sweep out trash. They also repair exhibit fencing. It takes a while before the exhibit fencing starts to wear out, so I won't need them right away. But I am going to need my zookeepers, and I'm going to add a couple more. And like I said, I'm going to replace a bunch of this. I like to build up at least part of the zoo before I open it up and let guests come in. Have, multiple things for them to access instead of trying to build ahead of them. I don't really like to do it that way. So since this game allows you to build while the game's paused, I'm going to take advantage of that, place down some other stuff, and have it ready for some visitors. first thing I'm going to do, come over here, and I don't really feel like changing the title. Sometimes I change the title. I don't feel like it today. Um, Guests don't care about the amount of a price as much as they care about that it falls within a particular range. Below $20 is a bargain. 20 to 29 is an average price, and then above that is like SeaWorld kind of pricing, you know. So it needs your zoo needs to match having a higher price. Um, the other thing is you actually get more than this amount when a new guest arrives. It's something like 2 adult tickets and 3 kids tickets, and then children pay half of that. Um, so yeah, you can make major bucks with that, and it works the same with. I don't know about like all the other buildings, but your guests will go up to buy like 2 or 3 hamburgers and 2 or 3 drinks, something like that. So you're making more than that little price shows. As soon as you add an animal to the zoo, guests are going to start arriving. So I want to do this first before the guests show up. And then I will be ready to start. Okay, you are zookeeper 1. And you are going to work these 2. And then I want 1 there. And I want 1 there. And you are zookeeper 1 as well. Yeah, because it's so weird how that works. You're going to be 3, and you're going to work these 2. And you are going to work these 2. I was so impressed with myself when I figured out you can't assign a zookeeper to an empty exhibit. And one day I realized that I could, when I was adding extra animals, just put 1 in the empty exhibit. I can assign a zookeeper, and then that way as soon as I build the exhibit, I'll already have someone assigned to it. So that should be everything. Yeah, okay. Now, I can do all these. What I can do gazelle. There's my lion, my leopard, kangaroo, tiger, and polar bears. Polar bears are cool, and I like to do them sometimes, but their exhibit is expensive. Their exhibit's a bit more expensive because snow is really expensive, and you need like half snow, half salt water, and both of those get expensive. Um, let's see. I need to do, research. Get my rock cave and then get the animal enrichment. That's the stuff they play with. And the first one is a climbing rock for, I don't want that. Yeah, that's fine, I guess, but I'd rather do the primate house first. Okay. So, yeah, let's do kangaroo. A lot of the time, I prefer to just place 1 animal, build the exhibit, and if they're unhappy by the time I'm done, then it's only 1 animal to get rid of and replace. Most animals like water and dirt and sometimes sand in their exhibits. You don't have to do it that slow, be that picky, but eventually, um, when you need to have really high suitability ratings, yeah, you do need to be more picky. Make sure that, you know, they are completely satisfied. And then, animals like to have a particular amount of squares. Where is... There it is. They like a specific amount of tiles filled up with vegetation, but the rocks is more like a percentage. Yeah, I want to do it there. There. Yeah. Rocks is more like a percentage of the exhibit. Okay. Mm. And then, yeah. That's fine. Okay, and then here... Yeah. Do this. And a lot of animals prefer specific vegetation, and especially if it comes from their part of the world. But sometimes they're okay with other things too, like um, you know, camels like the saguaro. I could put that in instead. I'm gonna do it up here. And then that's all. Yeah. Let's see, rocks. Okay. Put in lots of birch trees. I like birch trees. And yes, that is not the default music. Okay. Nope. That. Yeah, that default music drove me crazy. It's just 4 bars of the Skater's Waltz over and over and over and over. And so I went digging in the game files, figured out how to change it. And I like to change it up for each park. You. Do a giraffe yoga. Okay. First, swinging log toy. No. I don't care about that. I want that stuff. And here, okay. And here, I want the primate house. These are the smaller little cages, you know, stuff that's too small to be in a big exhibit. And they have these little programs that makes people happy. Let's see, let's go do the lion next. And I mean, eventually that gets a little annoying too, but not nearly as quickly. The biggest differences I've noticed about vanilla Zoo Tycoon is some of the stuff sounds different a little bit, like there's no noises to the duck pond. Um, there isn't nearly as much stuff to work with. The other big difference is trampled terrain, and I had never really seen it much with a complete collection. And it's anything that's sort of grassy, like you know, the grass, the rainforest floors, and savanna grass, and all the things that aren't just rocks and dirt can be trampled when animals are excited, they're running around, or they're angry. They eventually the terrain gets, you know, really trampled, and they don't like it, so you have to replace it. Where I put other things in, I want to put here. This is what I'm looking for. One over here. And oh, you're gonna want that. Well, in fact, boop, boop. Okay. Otherwise, they're gonna complain about not enough toys. And normally, now almost 100. First time that you get an exhibit up to 100 suitability, you get 15,000 or 10,000? 10,000. $10,000. Yeah, see when they're running around like that a lot, especially when there's lots of animals, eventually the terrain is going to get trampled and then you have to go in and replace it. Tiger. Yeah, and I also prefer to do just one sometimes while I'm building because they walk around and sometimes get in my way. Okay. Now, you are going to Giraffe World. Giraffe 2. And you are healing the animal. Or was it Giraffe 1? Whatever. Okay, anyway. Oh, Giraffe 3. Oh, little baby. Okay. Okay, you've had enough to drink. Come over here. Because I want to put in foliage. Yeah, when you go below $1,000, you get a one-time donation of 10,000. much about that. Yeah, 100. Okay, well, I want to get rid of this so that I can see over here better. Make a little mangrove of mangrove. Is that? No, this one. There we go. Okay, now I'll put in. Now you can have a girlfriend. Okay. And that's it. Okay. Now it's just waiting. There it is. I like this tree. That's a neat looking tree. Okay. You don't have to do this, but I do just cause. Oh. Also helpful for guest happiness. This tour guide. Okay. It's 89, 85. Yep, there is some trampled terrain. And the only way to get rid of it yeah, where was it? In here? Yeah, it's in here somewhere, I think. You can, well, since they're so happy with it, we're gonna make some more money off of that. One of the expansions, or maybe both of them, somewhere, was added another button down here for all of your other buildings, and you could see how much they were each making instead of having to go around to all of them and check and see what their income is. You could just go to one of these menus and get a list. You could sort it. You could see which ones were doing well and which ones weren't. And there's also a way to see which programs you have already researched. And which one of these, and you can see what you got so far. But that doesn't seem to be... yeah. Don't have any way to see that yet. Let's see. And it's May the 3rd. You know what? This is gonna make... I want to make some money. This is what I'm... no, I want this first. That, and that, and I've got some up there, and I want 2 here, and I want 1 there, and I want 1 there, want 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there, and then I want ice cream. And it's funny which zoos. Um, it's funny which zoos uh, they're popular in too. Like a lot of my Arctic themed, a lot of those uh, ice cream gets really popular. Nope, this way. Oh, right, yeah. One thing I really like about Roller Coaster Tycoon is you can assign your maintenance workers to a specific little area, and they will stay in that area. They won't go wandering around everywhere else. Erase this again. Oh, and also, benefactors. When a guest leaves happy, they're really happy like this, and they leave, there's a chance that they will send you a check for a month or two or three. They'll, and it's totally random, but the more guests you have coming in and out, and the happier everybody is, oh yeah, um, the better chance you will have of getting more benefactors. It's not a huge deal, but it's some extra money donated each month. Yeah, profit $2,500 already from poop. Um, Coming down to the final, yeah, the last month. Now, if you ever want to continue playing your zoo from one of these missions, um, number one, make sure that you save the game. Because at the end, once you beat the mission, you'll have an option to continue playing or to go to the main menu. And if you go to the main menu and you have it saved, you won't be able to go back at all. Once you go to the main menu, you can't go back. So if you haven't saved the game, then you can't play it again. The other thing is that you're going to be dealing with zoo maintenance. Going to be taking care of more animals. Uh, Animals are going to die of old age. More people will be coming in than leaving, and your zoo will be. Where are you? Okay. Your zoo will become crowded. It's going to be this everywhere. Um, Even some of your buildings are going to be at their capacity. They're going to be getting crowded. You're also going to need more maintenance workers to be watching the exhibit fencing because it will start wearing out. There's going to be a lot more to be dealing with, a lot of the zoo maintenance to deal with over time. And if you have the expansions, Dinosaur Digs or Marine Mania, uh, and that stuff hasn't been available yet, it will become available over here. You'll have extra decoration and building, and you're not going to have more animals, but you will have more things to research, and that will include if you're able to research more animals. Ooh, that's a good one. 3 days, cool. Okay. Yeah, over here, endangered primates of the world. There's no upkeep, and it adds happiness, +5 and +3 happiness to the guests. For $120, +6 and +6, that's not a big enough change for me to justify running that program. But here, Deadly Snakes, plus 10, plus 12. That's double and more than double for 120 bucks. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, and also, down here, and here, and here, I like to put in the aviary too. And do it right there. Where am I going? Here, this is what I'm looking for. And this is another one that has the Birds of Africa. That's cool, but you know, it's not as much, not very much happiness for 150 bucks a month. So I don't do that one. This. And this. And go up here. This. And this. Okay. Yeah, I like to add all those little buildings too. You know, in between exhibits. I've noticed some people don't like to use extra buildings. They only do the exhibits, but all these buildings, many of them make money for you, but they also get people off of the path. So, you know, it helps reduce crowding a bit. And it makes guests happy, you know? Where are we at now? 93. Yeah, there's the good one. This Madagascar of the Madagascars of Lemur. Yeah, that one, 200 bucks, but it's a lot more happiness, sure. So yeah, if I wanted to continue playing this, I would save. I don't. I have several of these though. So, yeah, we're down here and we're done. Yeah, if you select no, then you're not going to be able to go back. And that one doesn't take long at all. But it's not supposed to. You know, like I said before, it's the first one. It's supposed to be easy. If you have made it this far, then thank you. And I really hope you enjoyed this. Hope it was worth it. I'll be working on the next one very soon. So until then, have a great day.